Okay, let's unpack this a bit. You're maybe living somewhere where rain isn't just, occasional. It's practically part of the scenery.
Like Vancouver, for instance.
Exactly, like Vancouver. Beautiful place, absolutely. But if you've got a deck or a balcony, all that beauty can come with a hefty side of hassle, right?
Mm-hmm. Constant dampness.
Yeah. You picture this great outdoor space, somewhere functional, inviting, maybe make the neighbors a little jealous. But the reality is often battling rot, mildew, that whole cycle of upkeep.
It feels endless sometimes. You spend more weekends sanding and sealing than actually relaxing.
Totally. And that constant struggle, that's really what leads people to look for alternatives, right? Something tougher, less demanding than typical wood decks.
Which brings us right to our topic. Huh. We've been looking at some info from RainCity Decks about vinyl deck coverings.
Yeah, they make a pretty strong case for vinyl being a significant investment for outdoor areas. We're diving into why they see it that way.
Our mission, basically, is to get a handle on why they position it like this, especially for homeowners or, say, strata managers dealing with wet weather and wanting, frankly, less work.
So let's get down to basics first. What exactly is vinyl decking? What are we talking about?
Okay, so at its core, vinyl decking is essentially a fully waterproof surface.
Right.
Think of it like a membrane or a skin that gets professionally installed over your deck.
A waterproof skin, okay. And what's its main job?
Well, it does a few key things. First, it acts as a complete shield for the deck structure underneath. Protects it from moisture, rain, snow melt, and also UV damage from the sun.
Right, protecting the bones of the deck.
Precisely. Second, it gives you an attractive, durable surface to walk on. And third, and this is a big draw for many, it massively cuts down or even eliminates the need for things like staining or sealing.
Okay, saying goodbye to the annual staining ritual.
Yeah.
That definitely has appeal. What features make that possible?
There are several. These vinyl systems, like the Duradek ones RainCity Decks uses, are designed to be a 100% waterproof barrier. That's job one.
Total seal.
Total seal. They're also built to resist mold, mildew, algae growth. Huge in damp places. Plus, you get a lot of choice in colors, textures, so it looks good too.
It's not just functional, it has aesthetic options.
Exactly. And they're UV stable, meaning they won't break down or fade drastically in the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, and importantly, you can use them over living spaces, like if your balcony is someone else's roof.
Ah, okay, that's a critical application. So it provides a reliable waterproof layer for whatever's underneath.
Correct. And it's not like rolling out an area rug, is it? You mentioned professional installation.
Right. It's not a DIY weekend project for most people.
Definitely not, if you want it done right for the long haul. Yeah. Professional installation is key. The vinyl membrane is actually bonded, like fused directly onto the prepared deck surface.
Bonded, okay.
Yeah, it creates this continuous, super strong waterproof layer that's really engineered to last. It's more involved than just laying something down, but that's how you guarantee the seal holds up.
Makes sense. Especially, I imagine, for bigger buildings, like condos or townhouses, strata properties.
Oh, absolutely. For those multi-unit situations, the stakes are higher. Water damage can affect multiple owners, shared structures.
Big headaches.
Huge headaches. So maintaining structural integrity, resident safety, those are paramount. A properly done vinyl deck helps protect the building, keeps common areas safer, and can really cut down on long-term maintenance costs for the strata corporation.
So it sounds like this vinyl stuff really targets the main pain points people have with decks. What specific problems does it solve, according to the info?
RainCity Decks points out a few big ones. Number one is water leakage. Water getting under the deck surface.
Yeah, the drips showing up in the garage or the room below.
Exactly. That can cause serious damage over time. Vinyl creates that complete seal we talked about, stopping water intrusion right at the surface.
Okay, problem one, leaks. What else?
Problem two, rot and deterioration. Especially with wood decks in wet climates, rot is just relentless. Vinyl blocks the moisture and the UV rays, which are both culprits in breaking down wood, so it significantly extends the deck's lifespan.
Protecting the structure itself.
Right. Then there's the whole maintenance chore. Painting, staining, sealing. With something like Duradek, they say you just don't need to do that. Maybe some basic cleaning, soap and water, but none of the heavy-duty refinishing.
So less time working on the deck, more time enjoying it. That's a good trade-off.
Seems like it. And there's safety, too. Wet wood can be incredibly slippery, not to mention if there's rot creating soft spots.
Yeah, definitely a hazard.
Well, many vinyl options, like Duradek, have a textured finish, specifically designed for slip resistance. Makes it safer, especially when it's wet.
Good point. And the last one they mentioned.
Mold and mildew. You know those green or black patches that show up in damp, shady spots? Vinyl is non-porous and often includes mold inhibitors in its formulation, so it resists that buildup, keeping the surface cleaner and, frankly, healthier.
Okay, so solving leaks, rot, heavy maintenance, slipperiness, and mold. That's quite a list.
It covers the main complaints pretty thoroughly.
Now, what if someone listening already has a wood deck? Is it a massive teardown job to switch to vinyl?
Usually, no. That's the good news. In most cases, an existing wood deck can be resurfaced with vinyl, provided the underlying structure is sound.
Provided it's sound, so there's a catch.
Well, not a catch so much as a crucial first step.
Yeah.
A thorough inspection. You absolutely have to check the existing deck's condition before you put anything over it.
Makes sense. What does that inspection look for?
It's pretty comprehensive. They'll look at the joists, the framing, checking for any rot, decay, structural weakness, very important.
The bones again.
Exactly. They check the slope. Does it drain water away properly? Because you don't want water pooling under the vinyl either.
Right. Needs to shed water.
Yep. The existing surface needs to be secure, reasonably level. They look at the flashing, the mill bits around doors, walls, posts, make sure that's intact and doing its job.
Preventing leaks at the edges.
Correct. And of course, they're looking for any obvious mold, mildew, or rot on the current surface. Plus, making sure the whole structure meets current building codes.
Okay. And what if it doesn't pass the inspection?
Well, that's where companies like RainCity Decks mentioned they also do deck renovations or even rebuilds. So if repairs are needed first, they can handle that before the vinyl goes on.
So you fix the foundation before you put on the new roof, essentially.
That's a good analogy. It's about ensuring a solid base for the new surface.
All right. So assuming the deck passes muster or gets repaired, what's the prep work like for the vinyl itself?
Once you know the structure is good, the existing surface needs specific preparation. It's not just slapping the vinyl down.
Right.
As an authorized Duradek contractor, RainCity emphasizes they follow the manufacturer's approved methods very strictly. This is critical for getting that strong bond and ultimately that long-lasting watertight seal.
Sticking to the manufacturer's playbook.
Precisely. They frame this whole resurfacing process as an investment not just in looks, but in long-term safety and drastically reduced maintenance.
Which brings us back to that core idea. Why is vinyl presented as the best investment? What ties all these benefits together?
It really boils down to that combination. You get serious, long-lasting weather resistance, vital in rainy places. You get low maintenance, saving time, saving money over the year.
Time and money, yeah.
You get a modern aesthetic, lots of design choices, and you get that enhanced safety with the slip-resistant finish. It works for all sorts of spaces, patios, balconies, big rooftop decks.
Versatile.
Very. And the underlying message seems to be a shift towards, smarter building choices.
Yeah.
Solutions that minimize future repairs and upkeep, protect your property value, maybe even increase it.
So it's the whole package.
Yeah.
Moisture-proof, durable against sun and use, looks good, no painting, safer.
That's the argument, yes. That combination makes it a compelling proposition for homeowners looking for a long-term solution.
Now, RainCity Decks specifically mentions being a Duradek authorized contractor. Why is that distinction important? Why should someone care about that?
That's actually a really crucial point. Choosing the right installer is just as important as choosing the right material for any home improvement project, but maybe especially for something like a waterproof membrane.
Okay, why specifically authorized?
Well, being authorized, like RainCity Decks is with Duradek, usually means a few things. First, specialized training. They know the specific product inside and out. They know the approved techniques.
So they're experts in that system.
Exactly. They often get access to the full range of products, maybe even exclusive ones. And critically, their training covers the nitty-gritty. Proper substrate prep, how to handle details, flashing, seems all the things vital for a truly watertight job.
The details that prevent failures down the road.
Absolutely. Following those manufacturer-approved methods gives you more confidence in the quality, and, importantly, it usually means your installation is fully covered by the manufacturer's warranty. Using an unauthorized installer might void that.
Ah, the warranty aspect. That's big. So it's about expertise, proper methods, and protecting your investment with the warranty.
Precisely. It's about getting it done right the first time by people who specialize in that specific system. Minimizes risks, maximizes the lifespan you get out of it.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, what are the main things you think people should take away about vinyl deck coverings?
I think the key takeaways are pretty clear. Vinyl decking offers a really durable, very low maintenance, and crucially, waterproof solution for outdoor spaces.
Especially in wet climates.
Especially in wet climates, yes. It's presented not just as a cosmetic fix, but as a smart, long-term investment in your property's value and, just as importantly, your ability to actually use and enjoy your outdoor space without constant worry or work.
Yeah, if you're listening and you're just tired of that endless deck maintenance cycle or you're worried about leaks and rot, this seems like a technology worth a serious look.
Definitely. Maybe think about your own deck or balcony right now. What are the headaches? Is it the upkeep? Is it worry about the weather taking its toll?
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Beyond just dodging the rain damage and the painting sores, what's the real value, the deeper value of having an outdoor space you know is reliable, protected, and worry-free for years on end? Does that unlock new ways to use it, enjoy it, maybe even increase your property's appeal down the line? Something to think about.